They're off. Along the inside for the early lead goes Keepsake Diamond with Final Moment. Driving up on the outside third as they look for position into the first turn goes She'll Be Around on the inside, racing fourth to the quarter-mile juncture. That's Friendly Society racing in fifth as they enter the stretch the first time. Comes Sycamore Hope with Brittany's Brett sixth. Racing in seventh, Rorty's Romance, and on the move is Keepsake Diamond. They move over for the 3/8 pole on the front end. The leader by a half length is She'll Be Around. Keepsake Diamond challenging second. Racing in third as they go to the half-mile pole. That's Final Moment. On the outside, fourth round the turn, Friendly Society. Racing in fifth to the half-mile mark on the rail, Sycamore Hope. Brittany's Bread is sixth. More Hawk is seventh. Racing eighth, Chicago Honey. Trailing with no speed, Rorty's Romance. They go to the 3/4, 3 wide. Friendly Society takes a half-length lead. She'll Be Around holds the rail second. Racing in third to the upper turn goes Final Moment. 3 wide, and now 4 wide is Brittany's Brett. They swing round the turn. She'll Be Around leads 3/4 of a length. On the outside, the challenger second, Friendly Society. In third is Brittany's Brett. Between horses, Sycamore Hope is fourth. They're in the lane. She'll Be Around leads Brittany's Brett, closing out in the middle of the track. It's She'll Be Around, the leader, with Brittany's Brett closing ground second. She'll Be Around, Brittany's Brett coming to her, and She'll Be Around is off stride. It's Brittany's Brett. Fail moves into the club turn. They're off. Between horses, Dancing Amy with She'll Be Believin' out fast. Shea Billy G came away third along the inside. Kiss Me Once, and on the outside, taking a half-length lead, She'll Be Believing. Dancing Amy is second. Shea Billy G is third. Kiss Me Once racing fourth. Jennifer Kate is fifth. In sixth is Hustle Me racing seventh to the half-mile. Rio Silver with Joshua's Tree eighth, trailing the field as they go to the half-mile pole, but on the move, Kawan's Fighter. They move in for the half-mile on the front end. The leader by 2 is She'll Be Believing, racing in second position to the half-mile marker on the inside. That's Dancing Amy racing in third. Shea Billy G on the outside fourth. Kiss Me Once, Hustle Me along the rail fifth. Jennifer Kate is sixth, coming on seventh. Joshua's True, the half-mile mark. In 1, 2, and 4/5 they go to the 3/4. The leader, She'll Be Believing, a length and a half, racing in second position. Dancing Amy, Shea Billy G moves through to be third. Kiss Me Once is fourth. On the outside, fifth, Jennifer Kate. That's Hustle Me sixth. In seventh, Joshua's True, Rio Silver, and Kawan's Fighter. Into the 3/4, staying out there is She'll Be Believing. Racing second as they turn for home. Between horses in the lane comes Kiss Me Once. On the front end with a short lead, She'll Be Believing. Racing in second position through the stretch comes Kiss Me Once. In third on the outside of horses, that's Hustle Me. The leader is She'll Be Believing. Hustle Me on the outside is closing. A driving finish, Hustle Me. Fields on the turn. They're off. That's by gosh, by golly, out fast with little JJ for the early lead. 3 wide as they look for position. Starwood Sarah. And now Starwood Sarah takes the lead, racing in second. Little JJ by gosh, by golly is third. Racing in fourth. Governess Lil Attack Track is fifth. Twilight Skipper sixth. Waco Bridge, the trailer field of 7 go by the quarter. 29 and a tick up top. Starwood Sarah leads by 3 lengths. Little JJ racing second. That's Governess Lil coming on third. By gosh, by golly is fourth. Attack Track moves up fifth. Waco Bridge is sixth. Twilight Skipper at the end. They move in for the half-mile pole. The leader by 2 now is Starwood Sarah racing second. Little JJ on the outside. Governess Lil is third. They move off the half-mile pole. 1 minute and 2/5. It's Starwood Sarah 2 lengths. Little JJ now a closer second, coming on third. Governess Lil. Attack Track moves up strongly fourth. Racing in fifth. By gosh, by golly. They go to the 3/4 now. It's Governess Lil taking the lead. Attack Track moves up second. Starwood Sarah along the rail third. Racing into fourth. Waco Bridge. Attack Track tips 3 wide, takes the lead. Racing in second position. On the outside now is Waco Bridge along the rail. Governess Lil. Closing ground is Twilight Skipper. It's Attack Track by 4 lengths. Racing second, Twilight Skipper, but it's Attack Track. Number 5, Attack Track. Turn. They're off. Along the inside for the early lead goes JR's Desperado. Coming away is 2. On the outside, Bulls trotting third, racing in fourth. That's King Courage. They swing round the turn. JR's Desperado, the leader. Bull moves up to challenge second. Trotting in third to the 1/4 mile pole goes 2 with King Courage fourth. Racing in fifth as they move by the stands the first time. That's Card Player. The leader is Bull. Racing up on the outside to be second goes King Courage, trotting in third position. JR's Desperado trotting in fourth to the half mile is 2. Another Diamond is fifth. Racing in sixth, Grokalola. In 7, off stride now as they swing round the turn momentarily was King Courage. They go to the half-mile pole. It's 2, the leader. Racing second, JR's Desperado in third, 2. King Courage racing fourth. Another Diamond is fifth. Grokalola's 6S Cargo is 7th. All Our Tomorrows in the Card Player. Into the 3/4, Bull stays out there a length. JR's Desperado is second. Another Diamond comes on third. Racing in fourth is 2. They swing round the turn. The leader is Bull up on the outside. Another Diamond second. Racing in third. JR's Desperado. They're in the lane with All Art. Make that another diamond now taking the lead. Bull trotting second. Racing in third position comes JR's Desperado. The leader is another diamond with JR's Desperado second, another diamond. Number 4. Wheels on the turn. They're off. Along the inside for the early lead goes Wide Lens, coming away on the outside over thrust with Restrike alertly Staples. They drive into that first turn on the front end. Restrike takes a 2.5 length lead. Racing in second is Over Thrust. In third position, Wide Lens. Staples is fourth. Gotcha Yates. They go by the quarter 28 3/5. The leader by a length and a half is Restrike. Racing in second, Over Thrust. In third to the 3/8 pole goes Wide Lens. Racing in fourth position now by the stands comes Staples on the outside. Moving up and going nowhere is Chancey Louisa. Along the rail, Gotcha Yates with Rhett and Rick. They move in for the half mile. The leader is Restrike, a length and a half. Racing in second is Over Thrust. On the outside coming to third, that's Staples. Along the rail, Wide Lens fourth. Chancey Louisa moves up fifth. Down along the inside, sixth to the corner goes Gotcha Yates with Rhett and Rick seventh. In eighth to the 3/4 mile pole, that's Frosty Whiff. Racing in ninth, Tricky John with Maxie Magoo. They swing round the turn. Over Thrust leads by 2.5 lengths. Staples gains ground second. Rhett and Rick comes on third. They're in the lane. Over Thrust is under a powerhouse drive. That's Rhett and Rick closing with a rush on the outside. Now it's Rhett and Rick. Over Thrust racing second. In third is Frosty Whiff. On the front end, the leader is Rhett and Rick with Over Thrust second. They're off. Along the inside, off stride there as they drive into that first turn, goes BJ Mystique, and around the turn they go. On the front end, taking the early lead 3/4 of a length, that's Lustrous Rainbow racing in second position. As they go over to the 1/4 mile, Nikki's Lady. They swing round the turn, come into the stretch the first time. On the front end, the leader by a length as they go to the 1/4 mile pole is Lustrous Rainbow racing in second position now. Nikki's Lady up on the outside, Ray's Melody to be third. Racing up on the outside comes Gamely Express. Along the rail, Native Valentine with Snapper Skipper on the outside seventh. Dixie J. Ice They go into the half-mile pole. The leader is Lustrous Rainbow. Up on the outside to be second, Ray's Melody. The half, 1 3/5 minutes. On the mid-backside they go. Lustrous Melody leads by 2. Racing in second to the 3/4 mile pole, Nikki's Lady. On the outside third to the 3/4 goes Gamely Express. Racing in 4th position now, that's Native Valentine. They swing round the turn, it's Lustrous Rainbow, the leader. On the outside, Gamely Express racing up to be second. In third as they turn for home comes Nikki's Lady. In the lane now, it's Gamely Express taking the lead. Racing in second through the lane on the inside is Lustrous Rainbow. Closing ground on the outside third, Native Valentine. Land of Witches moves through. That's Land of Witches getting the lead. Off the turn. They're off. Along the inside, Kit's Messenger out fast for the early lead, winging up Callwood Jason, and Callwood Jason takes the lead. Taking a tuck second round, the turn is Tacky. From the outside, moving up to be third to the 1/4 mile pole now, goes Secret Chance with the Old Time Religion, and down to the 1/4 they go. On the outside, Secret Chance takes the lead. That Old Time Religion is up to get the lead. It's Old Time Religion by a length, racing in second. Secret Chance, Callwood Jason third. Not Once comes on fourth along the rail. Fifth is Tacky on the outside. Bucky Badger is sixth, racing in seventh. Kit's Messenger in eighth to the half-mile mark on the outside. Sterling, the trailer, is Lightning Henry. They go over to the 3/4. The leader is Old Time Religion. Not Once moves up second. Secret Chance is third. Bucky Badger is fourth. Callwood Jason fifth. In sixth to the 3/4 goes Sterling. It's the Old Time Religion with Not Once on the outside second. Racing in third is Secret Chance. Bucky Badger fourth. Callwood Jason fifth on the outside. Racing in sixth round the turn comes Sterling. They're in the lane on the front end. The Old Time Religion leads. Racing in second position is Not Once. Now it's Not Once moving up on the outside to challenge the Old Time Religion. On the outside, racing in third position is Bucky Badger. Callwood Jason along the rail. That's Not Once. Fields on the turn. They're off. That's Lake Hills Nero out sharply for the early lead. T. Stewart came away on the outside. Daredevil moves up, coming away fourth as they race into the first turn. On the inside, Chocolate Over. They go over to the quarter. The leader by a length and 3/4 is Lake Hills Nero, racing up on the outside. The Daredevil to be second. In third, after a 1/4 mile on the rail, comes T. Stewart, and now taking the lead is Daredevil. Lake Hills Nero pacing second. In third is T. Stewart racing fourth. Chocolate Over Director's Son is fifth. A gap to sixth. Finds Dynamic Trip, $2 Bromax, seventh. Ardmore Bay and Fredericton. Into the half mile, the leader by 2 open lengths as they go over to the half mile pole is Daredevil. Racing in second. On the outside is T. Stewart along the rail. Lake Hills Nero moving up fourth is Chocolate Over. It's Daredevil a length. Lake Hills Nero second, and neck in third to the 3/4 mile pole. T. Stewart, Chocolate Over fourth, Saving Ground fifth. That's Dynamic Trip, Director's Son is sixth. In seventh to the 3/4 goes Ardmore Bay off the 3/4, 129 and 3. Daredevil leads by 2 along the inside. Second, that's Lake Hills Nero. They're in the lane. It's Daredevil the leader. Lake Hills Nero is closing on the outside. It's the Daredevil leading Lake Hills Nero coming on. Daredevil on the inside. Lake Hills Nero on the outside is getting up. Fails on the turn. They're off. That's Scooter Skipper and Cardamon Leo for the early lead. On the outside with a rush comes Diamond Prospect, who takes the lead. It's Diamond Prospect, the leader, racing in second. Cardamon Leo in third position. Goes the General Thorpe. Scooter Skipper drops in fourth. Racing in fifth position is Rush Creek Rick. J.D.'s Glen is sixth. In seventh position after a 1/4. Hare Hanover racing in eighth to the 3/8 marker. On the outside of horses comes Smoke Commander, and trailing the field now, that's Paul Skipper. The leader is Diamond Prospect by 2 lengths. Cardamon Leo is second. Rush Creek Rick is third. Racing in fourth, General Thorpe. On the outside, J.D.'s Glen is fifth. Racing in sixth to the half mile marker goes Scooter Skipper. They go by the half in 1-2. On the front end, Diamond Prospect stays there a length. The challenger, Rush Creek Rick. In third position is Cardamon Leo. J.D.'s Glen comes on fourth. Racing in fifth is the General Thorpe. It's Diamond Prospect ahead. On the outside, racing in second. That's Rush Creek Rick. Cardamon Leo third. Racing up to be fourth after 3/4 comes J.D.'s Glen. They're in the stretch. It's Diamond Prospect, the leader. On the outside, Rush Creek Rick second. In third position is Cardamon Leo. On the front end, Rush Creek Rick make that. Diamond Prospect leads. Rush Creek Rick racing in second. On the outside, Smoke Commander, but it's Diamond Prospect. Fails on the turn. They're off. That's Flying Passion for the early lead. Coming away on the outside was Joy Tross with Fraser's Folly and Lucky Lynette. And into that first turn, off stride there around the turn, goes Joy Tross. They move over to the quarter-mile pole on the front end. The leader by a length as they enter the stretch the first time is Flying Passion. Fraser's Folly racing second. Racing in third as they go by the quarter-mile pole on the outside, and now taking the lead is Lucky Lynette. They move into the 3/8 pole. The leader, Lucky Lynette, up on the outside to be second. With the rush comes Fraser's Folly. That's Fraser's Folly on the outside taking the lead. Lucky Lynette racing second. Moving up third is Neat and Nice. In fourth as they go to the half-mile pole comes Flying Passion, the half and 1-1. Fraser's Folly leads by 2. Lucky Lynette is second. Neat and Nice gains ground third. Racing in fourth to the 3/4 mile post. That's Flying Passion. Margot Rick comes on fifth. Along the inside sixth. That's Tara's Good Friday. Carolina Love is seventh. Racing in eighth to the 3/4 comes Good Nighty with Hop Toad, and trailing the field is Joy Tross. They swing round the turn on the front end. The leader by 2 open lengths as they turn for home. Fraser's Folly, Margot Ricks closing on the outside with Carolina Love. In the lane now taking the lead is Lucky Lynette. On the outside, Carolina Love is closing ground second. A driving finish.